Very welcome to this Sport Horizon video where we are going to show you how to create a session report in just a few minutes. So we're just going to jump straight in, we're going to connect to the data, and I will show you how to get this all done. The first thing I like to do, I don't really like these white backgrounds. I'm just going to very quickly add a wallpaper, come in here, modify the colors. I have this hex code that I really like, which is a dark navy blue, so I will put that in there. What I will do then is Excel workbook. We're going to connect to some data. So GPS data, session report, we're going to have a look at that. Let that spin a little bit and we'll get the options there. I'm going to select the full session data table. I will load that data in. So he will just spin a little bit and we will get some data into our view here. So let that spin a little bit. We can see that's loaded. We have 4,500 rows coming in and we can see all the data there. What we're going to do then is that we're going to add a bar chart. So I would like to have 4 different bar charts with different metrics. So we're going to add a bar chart just here and we're going to add the player. So if we have our name, we have a player full name on the y-axis. We want to start with the total distance on the x-axis. And straight away we have a little bit of data in there. What we will do as well is that we'll add a slicer. We'll put it up here and we will add a date. So we pull in the session date. We'll modify the slicer so it's between, and that's all fine. It was just a little bit too big. There we go. We can also move it down so we actually have the slider, but I don't want the slider. I'll just leave it as that, but I would like a drop down instead. Sorry, we'll just leave it as a drop down so we can select single dates. So now I can select a given date. That's working fine. And also if we add a little bit of edits on this one, we'll make sure that looks nice. We'll add this slightly different blue color. We will remove the background. We will remove the headers, the axis, on the title, also remove the values. We will make this white so we can see the athlete names. Then we will add the data labels. We'll make sure that those values are in white as well. Lovely. We can make them, I like the Arial black, they pop out a little bit more. Make them 8. Okay, there we go. We can also modify a little bit where they are located. So if we just quickly do that as well, if we come to the value and we modify the position, outside end, there we go. Let's remove the title. Almost finished editing. There we go. And what we can do now is to duplicate this one. We can add a different metric. So we remove total distance and we add high speed running. Duplicate again and we will add accelerations in zone 3 to 6, I believe. And the last one, we will add sprint distance. No sprint distance, easy session. Let's see if we find, there we go, lovely. So that's working perfectly fine. We can also see if we can copy the format of this one and add here. That is working great. So we can modify just the colors of those also so they are white. We can remove the slider header. We know it's a date. What we can do then is to just come in quickly here. We add a simple line. So just flying through this. So this is just how quickly you can get up and running and get a nice and good looking report that is functional, that you can use every single day from following a session. We can add a short title. If we add a text box, come up here. Let's call this a session report. Make that 28. Arial black. Make the font white. We can remove the background on this one. Make this a little bit bigger so we can see them nice and tidy. There we go. What we can do as well very quickly is just add a card for the average for the session. So if we pull in this one, we now select the total distance, pull it in here, select average instead. And if we take this format, we try to use the format painter. Perfect. And we can now modify just the color very quickly and the size. So if we come in here, make that Arial black, we do 25, color of white, and we now have the average of total distance, and we can just multiply those across to make sure we have also the other metrics as well being displayed. So once you've done that, you essentially have a session report. We need to modify just the background on this one, so that is slightly different. We can come in here, add the background, make sure that that's the same blue. So now you're using it, you will see that on the visual here, slicer settings, on the values, we can come to the background and we can add the same as well. So there we go. Perfect. So now you're flying through, you can see how the values are changing depending on the day you're selecting. So that is how quickly you can get up and running, connect a little bit of data and create a session report. You can add averages, you can add different metrics. You can also start to make drop down so you can actually have these dynamic changing. You can add a little bit title here to say the type of metric that you have in the different columns. But I just wanted to show you in how few minutes we managed to get that done. A nice and easy session report for you to play around with. So give this one a try. Drop comments below if you have any suggestions on how we can improve it. We will make videos on it, and then I will see you in the next one.